when my friend and comrade Charles Robia is being honored by this university by being bestowed an honorary Doctor of Letters. Charles is a great friend of mine. There's several friends of mine here. One of them, Mr. Peter Munga, has just spoken. We have here Mr. S.K. Macharia, Around Media is also here, and several others. On Rubia fit the bill of our citizens who dared mighty things, won glorious triumphs, lost some battles, and won some, all for the good of our nation. All his life, he refused to join the club of people who never sacrificed, never suffered, and never learned. As the first African mayor of Nairobi from 1962 to 1967, Robia had the daunting task of turning Nairobi into a modern African city and rid it of its segregated life that put Africans at the bottom, followed by the Asians, and topped by the whites. He made it happen. As Kenya's representative on the Africanization Commission of the East African Common Services Organization, and as a director representing Kenya in the East African Development Bank Board, Robia stood up for our country and put it on the trajectory that saw us emerge as one of the strongest economies in Africa. In the intervening years, Hon. Rubia served Nairobi and Kenya as a member of Parliament for Starehe and a Minister of Education and Distinction. But in the last 20 years, also, we have come to define Charles with his May 1990 press conference at the New Stanley Hotel, together with our late comrade, Stanley Nyindo Matiba, at which they challenged the forces of status quo to open up the country's political space. In a subsequent interview, Mr. Robia said, and I quote, "We really risked our necks because it wasn't a joke at that time," unquote. I can't agree more, because I also was with him at that time. As you may recall, at that time, as pressure mounted on the Nyayo regime, Kanu and the entire government machinery hit the road, touring the whole country. In fact, every province was visited, and with big rallies organized to castigate the proponents of multipartyism, all of us. So it took real courage to stick out our necks and use Charles, knowing well the consequences. But Murang'a has produced many heroes. We had Kenneth Matiba, and there was also Bildad Kagia. These are lives we should emulate, embrace, and celebrate. Creating a stable, modern, and respected nation that also respects its citizens requires sacrifice and dedication by citizens and leaders. A generation of Kenyans that has done more than its share in making Kenya great, like Honorable Charles Robia here, is giving way with their heads high. We must be prepared to embrace their spirit and carry the country forward. We must be prepared afresh to take up J.F. Kennedy's doctrine that ask not what our country can do for us, but instead ask what we can do for our country. As a country, we are once again at that critical juncture where we have to embrace the doctrine of hard work, tough decisions, and sacrifices for the sake of the nation. the magnitude of the sacrifices required might not be at par with those we had to make a decade or two ago, or our fathers had to make over 50 years ago. But the goal remained the same. It is the search for a perfect nation. We cannot and we must never stop struggling to make Kenya a perfect nation. The sacrifices by our fathers in the 50s and the 60s rid us of colonialists. The sacrifices and hard work by the likes of Juan Chateaubriand in the 80s and 90s gave us a more open and tolerant government and even a new constitution.